The first power P to progress your life is that of planning. So you need to write down your goals and literally come up with a plan with a series of steps as to how you're going to achieve that particular goal or that particular set of goals. It's very important to plan because it's going to create a structure for your life. It's going to create some direction in your life, and it's going to prevent you from wasting a lot of time by spending time on unnecessary things or on people that you really shouldn't be spending time with because they're not adding value to where you want to go. So the first power P is to plan. The second power P is that of prayer. I believe that prayer is probably one of the most underrated and yet the most important of the power P's of life. Why should we pray in order to progress our lives? The reason is very simple. To think that you're in control of your life and to think that you're in control of every aspect of your life is what I would call an illusion. It's just an illusion that you have told yourself that I'm in control. I can plan, but there are some things that happen in life that require the favor of God, that require the grace of God. So for that reason alone, you can't make it on your own, using your own strength, your own effort, your own wisdom. It's always good to pray so that God can help you achieve the things that you want to achieve. And I'm talking from my perspective as a Christian, and to me, that's a very powerful power P. The third power P to progress your life is that of personality. Personality. This incorporates your attitude towards other people, how you talk to other people. How do you talk to other people? Are you good to people? Are you kind to people? Are you an understanding person? Are you relatable? This speaks to your influence as well. If you're going to progress in life, you have to be a person who values other people. And when you value other people, when you have a personality that says, I care about your well-being, I respect you as a human being, that I'm sincere and authentic, then you will be able to progress your life because people will come, it will attract people who will come to help you in whatever endeavor that you're pursuing. The fourth power P is that of practicals. You have to be about it. If you say you want something, you want to achieve something, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the effort. It doesn't matter how well you have knowledge, but if you can't apply that knowledge, if you can't act on that knowledge, then you'll find yourself in the same spot. The gym, for example, in the gym, you can have a great coach. He can give you a great training program, a great nutritional program. But if you don't do the work, if you don't carry the weights, if you don't do the running on the treadmill, you will find yourself at the same spot. It's easy to talk. As they say, talk is cheap. You're not cheap. You're a person of value. So you need to make sure that you practice what you preach. The fifth power P is that of proclamation. You have to proclaim what it is that you want. You have to proclaim it, to say it and speak it day in and day out. It's kind of like affirmations. You have to have your affirmations to say, I am a winner. You tell yourself, you talk to yourself. It's what you proclaim to yourself that matters. And if you tell yourself every day, I'm a winner, I'm successful, I'm a successful business person, I'm a successful athlete, I'm a successful musician, and then put in the work, that will attract that kind of success to your life. So proclaim it every day. I have favor. I'm favored. I'm blessed. Good things happen to me. I'm a success story. Continue to proclaim that, and that will come to you as you put on the work. The sixth power P to progress your life is that of positivity. It's so important for us to be positive. The reason for that is because we're surrounded by so many negative messages. There's a lot of negativity. But because of that, we have a duty and a responsibility to cultivate a positive mindset. As one person said, when you buy a ring donut, what do you see? They asked this question, what do you see? Do you see the donut or do you see the hole in the donut? And so we have to be people who see the donut and not see the hole in the donut. Or else you'll be deflated. And when you're deflated, then you can't move forward. And you'll start to say, I won't make it anyway. So you give up. So we don't want you to give up. So continue to be positive, hang around positive people, read positive books, watch positive movies, listen to motivational tapes, and so on and so on. The seventh power P to consider and to execute and implement in your life is that of patience. You can plan, you can proclaim, you can pray, but the journey to the top of the mountain is a journey that requires patience. It's a journey. It's not an overnight thing. So you will need to exercise patience. You will need to be equally happy with the journey. Patience is being equally happy with the journey towards success while you work on arriving on top of the mountain. So that is what patience is. So you will need to be patient. It's a process. Nothing is done overnight. I can't lose 100 kgs overnight. I have to work, and it's a process. It may take months, it may take years. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to get there. No, you will get there. The reason why patience is so important is because if you're not patient, you're going to end up making rash decisions. Some people are in miserable relationships, miserable marriages, because they were not patient. They didn't allow their relationship to run to its full maturation. Get to know someone. Take your time to know someone so that you can really determine whether this person is for you or not. And as a result of that, you are now in a miserable marriage because you really didn't give it time. You were impatient. And maybe had you been patient, maybe you would have seen that maybe this person is not the right person for me. So impatience is literally dangerous to your future. And that's why you have to exercise patience. The eighth power P is that of persistence. You know, we live in a world where challenges are everywhere. We live in a world just filled with a lot of challenges. So many things that we desire to acquire will come with a lot of challenges, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of tipsy-turvy moments. So if you're not willing to persist, then you won't be able to go beyond the mountain onto the other side where all the treasures lie. The reality of it is that if you have a strong reason for wanting something, and if you can visualize yourself as becoming or having whatever it is you want to have, and the vision is strong, then you will persist. You can't persist if your reasons are not strong enough. So you need to take an inventory to say, are the reasons why I want what I want strong enough for me to be able to go through hurdles, should hurdles come my way? And that's power P. The ninth power P that is essential to the progression of your life is that of personal responsibility. You have to take responsibility for how your life turns out. The outcomes of your life are not based on anyone else other than you. You can have family members cheering you. They can be your cheerleader. Your spouse can be your cheerleader. Your boyfriend can be your cheerleader. Your friends can be a cheerleader. They can give you advice. They can tell you what to do, what not to do. But at the end of the day, whatever you decide to do is what counts. It's up to you, in other words. It's personal responsibility. How your life turns out is directly connected to whether or not you choose to be the victim, or you choose to take ownership of your life and start to find solutions to the areas of your life that you're not happy about. You have to take personal responsibility for your finances. You have to take personal responsibility for your family relationships. You have to take personal responsibility for your business. You have to take personal responsibility for your education. You have to take personal responsibility for your health. You have to take personal responsibility for your spiritual life. So you have to make a choice. If you really, really don't want to be in the same position year in and year out, you will have to take personal responsibility. When you take personal responsibility, it means you have clearly decided to make life what you want it to become, and you've started to work on it. You can't plan without taking personal responsibility. You can't make proclamations without taking personal responsibility. You can't persevere or persist without taking personal responsibility. At the core of it all is that your life belongs to you, and you have to take ownership and fix what needs to be fixed and grow what needs to be grown.